You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Sabres Zone.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Sabres Zone, the video on this channel, if you're new, that talks about what you had to say. So, I got a clip. Let's take a look at it. It's a bit of a long one, but it's a good one. Here we go. Good video, Wayne. Thanks, James. That was the video I was talking about the contracts. He goes, even though we have 22 of the 23 roster spots under contract, I see Olofsson and Bryson being moved out before the season starts. That will keep a roster spot open for somebody like Rusick, Savoy, or Kulik if they make the team. We can also add another defense pair for Owen Power. The goalie situation is up for debate, but I think there's a possibility we may go into the season with the 3 goalies that we have already. I see Dahlin getting 8 years, $80 million contract. With Power, I know you don't want to hear this, but I see his contract being somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 years, $8.2 million a year. I could live with that. I don't think he's going to sign for $7 million. You're probably right. He's too good. Yep. The bright spot is that having Dahlin, Power, Samuelsson as your core defenseman will become the identity of the team. That would be a very, very difficult for other teams to play against in the upcoming years. I understand your concerns about the cap, though. General Manager Kevin Adams will make it work. Yes, absolutely agree with you, James. And it's good to hear from you, James. I haven't seen you in a while. Unless you've been posting and I missed it because I've been busy all summer with doing other things. What James talks about here, guys, in a nutshell, is the money. You know, the money and who we're going to move out. I do believe Olofsson is kind of a fan favorite to move out at this point because there's value in it. Not so much I just hate the guy, because I don't. There's times he gets my hopes up. He's going to be a 40-goal guy. But at what cost is the problem with somebody like Olofsson? Is there going to be a 20-game slump again when we're trying to make the playoffs? We can't afford these long-ass slumps. We just can't. And Bryson, guys, we're just too talented for Bryson to still be on this team much longer, really. You know, and it's not just his size. It's just he just doesn't produce offensively. He doesn't. And we're in the offensive era, let's face it. So when it comes to talking about the contracts here, yeah, I've kind of conceded to 10 million, James. I have. I'm giving up. I'm going to surrender. I don't think we're going to get Dahlin under 10 million. He's too damn good, you know. And same with Owen Power. You're probably right. He's probably going to get at least 8 a year. But I could see him maybe, depending, again, it's how some of these kids are raised. If they're not raised greedy and they're thinking of the team, he might just say, I'll take 7.5 and I'll lock me in for 7 years. Or he might just take the 7. We'll see. I don't know. But Dylan Cousins is one hell of a player. He's going to make 7. And Tage is, we know, making a little over 7. They both are. And I do believe that as time goes on, yes, the cap will go up, but I don't want to bank on that. You know what I mean? I don't want to bank on that, guys. I don't want to bank that the cap. I don't want to have the Maple Leafs fans mentality. Oh, the cap's going up anyway, so we can spend this money. No. But if we got to lock these 2 guys in at 10 and 8, do it. Get it over with and do it. And let's figure out the rest of our team after that, because these are the core pieces of our blue line will be Owen Power and Rasmus Dahlin, without a doubt. And Samuelsson brings a nice element, as we know. When he's on that ice and he's healthy and he's playing well, he's worth way more than what he's getting, I think is fair to say, you know. I remember when Samuelsson signed that contract, how people didn't even know who he was. Like, what is going on? Like, I wonder out there in this NHL fan base of fans, didn't even know who Samuelsson was, and they were criticizing us, saying we're never going to get better. And then we signed this guy. He didn't have a career goal, right? At the time, they're saying, what are they doing? People don't get it. You know, you need all elements on the blue line. You need that big physical presence, and he's got it. You need the calm and steady guy. I believe that's Owen Power. And you need the superstar, which is Rasmus Dahlin. We have one hell of a team we're building here, guys. One hell of a team. And I'm not just saying it to pump up the Sabres fans' tires. It's the damn truth, and you guys know it. You can just look at our roster and you're like, it's going to get to the point, okay, guys, I'm going to do another video after this one tonight. And I think I mentioned I'm doing a new segment. I'm going to throw that out there, small video. But I want to talk about this in the next video, mind you, but what is our expectation? Like what are we, like if you look at our roster, and let's say we miss the playoffs this year by this much. Let's say hypothetically it happens again. It won't make any sense to most of us because we're going to look at our roster and say it's too good to be, that's what we're building here. We're building a team too good to miss the playoffs. I think it's fair to say that, but we have to learn to play defensively. Kids are young. That's going to come in time. Might not happen this year, guys. Might not happen next year. Might happen the year after where we really settle in. It might take another 2 years from this season. But does that mean we can't make the playoffs? No, of course we can make the playoffs. And of course we can make trouble if we got in. Things can change overnight. That's when a team, I believe, matures, is in the playoffs, not the regular season. Really, it's a team gets in the playoffs, and if they go deep and they're a young team like Buffalo, if they're a young team like that, like if New Jersey would have went to the finals, I would have told you guys they're going to be a powerhouse for a long time. Now with New Jersey, there's still question marks. They have a great team, great young team, well coached, all of it, we know it. But it doesn't mean we can't catch up to them in 1 year. It doesn't mean that. We're a young team too, so our high-end talent, I think there's a little more. And that's not to throw any dig at New Jersey. I like the Devils. Most of you guys know that. I like the Devils too. I cheer for them. But I think we have more studs when it comes to on the blue line. They've got that superstar up front though with Hughes, that's for sure. But I'm always looking at if Dahlin goes down with an injury, can our team keep winning? Yes, we're deep enough. Can the Devils keep winning if Jack Hughes went down for a few months? It's questionable. It is. When you lose your stud up front, it's a little tricky after. But hey, this isn't a debate who's better, Buffalo and Jersey. I'm just throwing some thoughts out there, guys. So I like what you're mentioning here, though, about, look, I don't want to hear it, right? I don't want to hear we're going to spend all this money. But you know what? The most painless thing that can happen is we just go boom, boom, and sign it, because I tell you what, we're all going to be happy. If we sign these two guys for $18 million, I think we're all still going to be pretty damn happy what we have here now, and it goes without saying that this is going to shape up as one of the best blue lines in the entire league very soon, guys, very soon. We got to go out there and we got to get somebody that makes sense and add him in this mix. Who that is, I don't know. I know a lot of you like Hanifin. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't want to be paying Hanifin like $8 million a year also. We can't do that. We can't start throwing all our money on the blue line like the Leafs did all their money on the forwards. It's going to have the same bad effect eventually. So we have to see what happens with the cap in time, of course. But can we go out there and get somebody for about $5 million? Yes, we could. We could. So we have to be really sure. And we got to keep something in mind too, guys. Trading out Olofsson, that's $5 million off the cap. Another $5 million that we can take and trade Olofsson out and bring in somebody else that's $5 million, put him on the blue line, a guy that really gives us our edge that we need and maybe ignites all these young guys. Think about it. We can afford to lose a guy that scores like 30 goals. I hate to say it. I never thought I'd say that, but we can. We can. With the young and upcoming studs that we have in our system and everything, we're going to be able to replace that goal scoring very easy in our pipeline, guys. Very easy, I believe, anyway. So I'm going to leave it there. Good topic, James. A lot of information that you threw out there. And look, again, $8 million a year, I can handle it. Really, I can. I like to save as much as possible for that rainy day, because I know there's going to come a time in 2 or 3 years, it's going to come a time where we're going to need $5, $6, $7 extra million. And if we don't have it open, it's going to kind of suck, But at the same time, I trust Adams. I do. I think Adams, if he signs these guys to those kind of numbers, can I really say that he doesn't know what he's doing, this guy? Honestly, he knows what he's doing. We lucked out with this general manager, guys. I know he ticked off some of you last year, not addressing some of our needs. But our needs last year, what would have it done in the playoffs? I don't think we would have went deep like Florida last year with all our defensive holes on this team. We got to fix that. So let's hope this offseason, which is coming up very, very soon. I mean, I should say the draft and, everything's coming up very soon, guys. This is going to get really exciting, especially July 1st. Between then and August 31st at the UFA time, we're going to see a lot of stuff happen. So let's see what happens in July and August. I hope it happens early July. I don't want to wait till late August to get the leftover table scraps at that point. You know what I mean? Let's go out there and be aggressive with in mind watching our cap. We still got to watch our cap, but at the same time, if Adams goes and gets a guy for $6 million, he's thinking that he can make it work. The money. He's already he's envisioned that, I'm sure of it. If I've done it on paper, he's done it on paper. You know what I mean? All right, guys, done for this one. See you in the next one.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to ensure Dimension access.